The Little Christmas Light. It was a cold December evening. Snow fell softly outside, blanketing the world in a peaceful white. Inside, the house buzzed with warmth and cheer. The Christmas tree stood tall in the living room, glowing with lights and ornaments, while the faint aroma of cinnamon cookies filled the air. Ellie, a bright-eyed 10-year-old, sat cross-legged on the floor, carefully unraveling a strand of twinkling Christmas lights. Her mother, Rachel, was nearby, hanging stockings on the mantel. "Mum, why do we put up all these lights?" Ellie asked, holding up a bulb that refused to shine. "What's the point?" Rachel paused the stocking in her hand and smiled. "You know, Ellie, every little light has its job to do, even the ones that seem small or broken. Let me tell you a story." Ellie loved her mum's stories. She eagerly abandoned the tangled lights and scooted closer. Rachel sat down beside her, a warm glow from the fire casting gentle shadows on her face. Once there was a very small Christmas light. It was part of a strand, just like the one you're holding. But unlike the others, this little light didn't shine. No matter how much its friends blinked and sparkled, it stayed dark. It felt useless. Ellie tilted her head. "That's sad. Did it ever light up?" "Patience," Rachel said with a wink. The little light was upset because it thought it wasn't helping. The other lights tried to cheer it up. "You're part of the strand," they said. "You're important just because you're here." But the little light didn't believe them. It felt invisible. Rachel continued, weaving her words carefully. Then, one Christmas Eve, something happened. The house where the strand of lights hung lost power. All the bulbs went out except for one. Guess which one? Ellie's eyes widened. "The little light," Rachel nodded. "Exactly. You see, the little light had a tiny backup battery. It didn't shine before because it was saving its energy. When everything else went dark, it glowed brighter than ever. It lit up the whole room and saved Christmas." Ellie furrowed her brow, thinking, "But why didn't it just shine all the time?" Rachel smiled softly. "Sometimes our most important jobs aren't about shining all the time. They're about being ready when we're really needed." The little light thought it didn't matter, but it was more important than any of the others. It was special in its own way. Ellie leaned back, staring at the twinkling lights on the tree. "So even if I feel small, I can still do something big." "Exactly," Rachel said, brushing Ellie's hair back. "Every person has their moment to shine. Sometimes we don't see it right away, but that doesn't mean it's not coming." That night, as Ellie helped her mum finish decorating, she thought about the little Christmas light. She realized that everyone, no matter how small or quiet, has a purpose. The next morning, as they opened presents, Ellie found a tiny gift from her mum, a single bulb from the Christmas lights. Ellie smiled, clutching the bulb in her hand. From that day on, she looked at the world differently. She understood that sometimes the most powerful moments come when you least expect them, and often from the people or things you least expect. As the snow continued to fall and the world outside sparkled with light, Ellie felt a new kind of warmth. It wasn't just Christmas, it was the belief that even the smallest light could shine bright enough to save the day.